Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Mr. Miron's Music Class brought to you by the Greater Sudbury Public Library. Last week we talked about pitch. This week I want to go a little bit further into pitch and get into keys and scales. Great, because I completely forgot what we talked about last week, sir. Was I even here last week? Okay, well why don't you go sit at the piano for today and we'll go through it. Really? Sweet, okay, thanks sir. Okay, so let's start today by talking about those first 12 notes. Malik. Oh, sorry, sir, but did you hear that? That sounded sick. Okay, so as I was... Malik. Yeah, sorry, sir, last time. My bad. Alright, so let's look at those 12 notes. Every set of those 12 notes is called an octave. When you move up the piano, you're moving up the octaves. If you're moving down, you're moving down the octaves. The increments between each key on the keyboard or piano is called a semitone or a halftone. Increments between two semitones or two halftones are called whole tones. Now, there are common combinations of these notes that are called keys or scales. One of the most popular ones in music today is called the major scale. I know the C major scale, that's 7 notes, right? That's... Yeah, that's right. All major scales have 7 notes, and there's actually a really cool formula to figure out what those notes are depending on what your first note is. And that is whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. Sir, that's sick! So no matter where I start on the keyboard, I just follow that formula and I could find the major scale of that root note. Yeah, exactly. Try it. Start with D as your root note. A root note is another way of saying the first note of the scale. For example, in the C major scale, the root note is C. In the scale that Malik's about to play, the D major scale, the root note will be a D. Think of it like a tree. It all starts from there and grows out. There you go. That's the D major scale. If you find any note on the piano and follow that formula, you'll be able to find the other notes that make up the major scale of that root note. Sir, that's amazing. I can't even believe I learned something in your class. I hope I remember this next week. Me too. Alright guys, thank you again for tuning in to another episode of Mr. Miron's Music Class brought to you by the Greater Sudbury Public Library. If you have any questions about key or scale or anything else we talked about today, let me know in the comments below. And if you have any suggestions on other music elements that you want to learn about for a future video, also leave that in the comments and I'll try to make a video about it. Anyways, that's it for today. As always, be good, stay out of trouble, and we'll talk soon.